My name is Carolina Coronado-Park, and my family and I are members of St. Edward's Parish. I'm also a member of the Pastoral Council. Thank you for joining me today as we celebrate our 9th day of the novena of St. Joseph. I'm originally from Peru. My husband is from South Korea, and our kids were born here in Waterloo, Iowa. Today, I will share my story as an immigrant and how my contemplation of the Holy Family over the years have helped me shape my devotion to Saint Joseph as a patron of the Catholic Church, families, and exiles. Almost 30 years ago, I lost my father, and 3 days later, my maternal grandmother, passed away. I was 16 years old, getting ready to graduate from high school. I'm planning to go into college in Lima at the Peruvian capital. My oldest brother was in his last year of a seminary. My youngest brother, who was 17 years old, was getting ready to do the mandatory military service and more likely fight against the Shining Paths, that it was the national terrorist group that was in Peru for 12 years, creating violence and killing over 28,000 people. As you can imagine, my mom was already devastated by the loss of her husband and her mother. She was not ready to lose another family member in the hands of a terrorist, as it happened to one of my cousins and some other friends. My seminarian brother at that time wanted to take some time off from his religious duties to help my mom and help us to get to college. He also offered my mom to work at our family farm and manage the rice mill in the jungle. However, my mom didn't let him do that, and my brother became a priest the following year, which was one of our family blessings and happy time, especially during such a harsh times. My mom did her best to continue working and managing our family business for almost a year, but it was too dangerous for her or anyone to travel, especially in the rural areas in Peru. So after consulting with the three of her children, my mom decided to sell our properties and move to Spain with my youngest brother to look for new opportunities. So my mom and youngest brother were able to file for asylum status in Spain, and they left once that we had everything sold out and had a little money to start over for them in Spain and for me to start college in Peru. After going through many decisions and trying to think about the best way for us to stay safe, the family decided that I will stay in Peru until I graduated from college. As I said, I was only 16 years old. I always wanted to go to the best universities in Lima, but it was too dangerous and expensive at that time for us. After many hours, days, weeks of deciding what it would be the safest place for me, we visited Universidad de Piura, which is a small private Catholic university 3 hours away from my hometown. At that moment, I didn't realize that going to Universidad de Piura was the best thing that had ever happened to me. My professors and friends who were part of the Opus Dei helped me find the comfort and spiritual strength to keep going and trust that everything will be fine. I was too sad and confused without my family. I felt I didn't have much time to cope or grieve my father and grandma's death. In less than 6 months, I lived a completely new life by myself. And sometimes I was scared to be alone. However, I was lucky to have good and faithful people around me. One day, as we used to do when I was praying the rosary with one of my dear friends in front of a chapel dedicated to the Holy Family, I felt that I was not alone anymore. Since then, I decided to hold on to Saint Joseph, Mary, and Jesus to be my family wherever I will be. At college, I got my bachelor's degree, but most importantly, I increased my faith and religious formation of law. My devotion to Saint Joseph and the Holy Family has been a blessing for what I had to face in every step of my life. And now raising a family in a foreign country. Looking back, I learned to believe that everything happens for a good reason. So when I was done with college, I was getting ready to go to Spain to join my mom and brother and start my graduate program at also a university that it was a corporation of the Opus Dei. That means God's work. My mom married a UNI professor and moved to Iowa. It was not in my plans to move to Iowa or to come to the United States. However, I decided to come because to come to meet my stepfather's family, but also to help my mom because right after they got married, he got a heart attack and became very sick for a while. So I moved to Iowa to help my mom during the summer of 1996. Since then, life changed for me once again. I needed to start over by learning not only the language, but also the culture, community, and also to live with a new family, my American family. It was not an easy process until I got adjusted and feel more comfortable in a new place, in a new community, in a new society. But since day one, I went to pray to St. Edward's and I found the image of a holy family in one of the aisles. The image of Saint Joseph embracing the Virgin Mary and baby Jesus moved me, and again felt that they were with me, that I needed to hold on to them once again. And remind me that family can be found in our church, in our parish. It is how I feel now here in Iowa, in our St. Edward parish. So since I came here, I had to adjust to be part of the church, but with the years, getting to know the way that it is worship at St. Edward's, and also getting to know the pastor, the parishioners, and the staff members, I had felt welcome, but I also felt that all of you are part of my family. And I'm always very thankful for every single thing that you do in our church to welcome us, the immigrants, the newcomers, the ones who are looking for support and prayers to keep going and to keep finding Christ in our church. So this is my story, but I would like also to take this time to suggest for you to take some time to read the apostolic letter, Patriarchs Accord, that the Pope Francis released on December 8, 2020 to convoke a year of Saint Joseph to commemorate the 150th anniversary of the declaration of Saint Joseph as a patron of the Universal Church. In that letter, you will be able to find and reflect on what sort of father Saint Joseph is for all of us and the mission entrusted to him by God's providence. He has been my father since I lost my biological father, and he had showed me the way of raising my family, and also seeing him on the way that how he had been work hard and was always supporting what God has been asked of him. And that it is the way also that I see my husband at home and the way that we try to raise our kids. So thank you for listening, and thank you for welcoming all of the immigrants to the church when we come, because you have become our family and you are the ones who are keeping us also going through this time every time that we pray together.